to the word for a second. We hear a lot about getting back to basics. We often hear the following statements: getting back to basics in school with reading, writing, and mathematics. Getting back to basics in home, starting with discipline to our children and teaching them their manners. We even hear our communities discuss the necessity of getting back to basics and how it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah, we don't hear that no more. You whip my child and I'm going to whip you. On today, my dream is that we would simply just get back to basics. Those forefathers who took beatings just to read a book, who were gunned down only for demanding their rights, and who were silenced by the muteness of mistreatment and hushed by the loud winds of injustice and unfairness. I too have a dream that we will build upon their vision. We will build upon them that had the vision of our forefathers, that will not be stopped at the gates of ignorant-minded societies. Those foreparents who were once called niggers and then colored and then called Negroes, but now and lastly we've moved to our point of being called African Americans. As we've marched wholeheartedly out of the dark valleys of slavery, we've readily discovered that no matter what we are called, it does not indicate, restrict, or dictate what we can do great in our community or at the world at large, because the Bible tells me if God be for you, he's more than the whole world against you. Greater is he that's in me than he that, I told you I was going to go back to the word. George Washington Carver was a colored man, and indeed he added his color and flavor to products of the peanut. My brothers and my sisters, look at Madam C.J. Walker, who decided that she wasn't going to be nappy no more. Our colored woman who beautified the colored women's hair of that day by inventing the straightened comb, a forerunner of the flat iron, as she went door to door adding color to her black sister's hair, so profound that her service that she became the first woman millionaire in America, a black woman, y'all. It does not matter what your color or what your creed, you can still do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Jackie Robinson, a colored man who broke baseball's color barrier by becoming the first colored Major League Baseball player in the modern era. Joe Louis, a colored man, a Negro who stepped out and knocked down the rings of segregation in the boxing arena. It took Booker T. Washington, a Negro man with a plan. You know that God has a plan for your life too, and as long as God lives in me, then I too can have a plan. He had a plan to lift up the veil of ignorance and unlearn thoughts by the ways of his people. Ralph Bunche, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass, James Weldon Johnson, Charles Drew, Marion Anderson, Carter G. Woodson, Coretta Scott King, just to name a few, were all colored, Negro, black in their life, and in the same point of time, their earthly sojourn. However, I love those however moments. Remember, in Bible study, we talked about those prepositional phrases, but, and, or, if. You know those ones who actually lead to you having a conjunctive phrase. It says, however. It says, it is remarkable and impeccable how these colored and Negroes have shaken our world and have transformed our minds forever. At first, we were called niggers again, then colored, then Negroes, and now we've moved our way back to being called black. The greatest golfer of all times, a black man, Tiger Woods, a black man who has revolutionized the game of golf. So now it ain't just the white man hitting the white ball, but the black man can hit the black ball as well. The white ball as well. A game that was once called the white man's game. Tiger Woods has added his blackness mixed in with the color of dignity and pride, and has redrawn the game of golf, and it shall never be the same again. Look at Barack Obama, a black man, come on somebody, who has raised to the top and now is the first black president elected twice to hold a presidential office in the United States of America. Blackness is still greatness, and although we've been called those various things, Martin Luther King said it best when he said it like this: it does not matter what you're called, it only matters what you answer to. It doesn't matter what people label you with, it matters how you allow them to label you. And again today, my dream is that we build on the inspired vision of our forefathers. I have a dream too, y'all, that 1, 2, or 3 young women will catch the zeal of Madam C.J. Walker and know that they are beautiful, intelligent, and capable of achieving. I have a dream that the shadow of George Washington Carver would ignite a spark in all of us to soar in science and possibly find a cure for cancer. I have a dream that today we will get back to basics. 1, 2, or 3 boys will catch the fire like Jackie Robinson and hit a home run for life. I have a dream that young black men will pull up their jeans and choose to live over dying death through gun battles, senseless gangs, and usage of selling and drugs. I have a dream too, y'all, that one day that the right hand punch flash of the brown bomber known as Joe Louis would ignite every boy or every girl to stand up and punch out the significance of ignorance, devaluation, and exploitation of our black women and come back to basics and showing chivalry and treating our women with some respect. I have a dream, y'all, that one day, a dream that would come like Dr. King's dream, sing like Anderson, motivate like Malcolm, and change things like Parks. I have a dream. Although we've been called many things, I can still sing my country, tears of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. And now out of the gloomy past, and now here we stand at last. Truth to God, truth to our native land. I too have a dream. So I raise the question, will you come and see today? Who can come out of Nazareth?